What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 191. Today, we are back for another weekly episode. I hope everyone had a great July 4th weekend, a long weekend. If you had Monday off, it's Thursday when we're recording this. Feels like freaking Tuesday, but...
My week is so thorough. I leave for Chicago tomorrow.
Really?
For AAU tournament in
Wow.
Chicago. So I get to spend this next weekend in Chicago. But it was like I thought I had 5 days till I had to leave for Chicago. It's here. I got to leave tomorrow.
Are you packed?
No. Nope.
Oh, dope.
I got to go home and do laundry.
What time
after
are you
this.
leaving?
Like 3.
Oh, okay.
3:30
Yeah,
in the
you
afternoon.
working or no?
Yeah, but not like only half day.
Yeah,
So we'll see
plenty
how
of
it goes.
time,
I got
yeah.
time.
Yeah, but I hope everyone had a great July 4th. Happy America Day. I know who didn't have a good July 4th, and that's Dan Campbell, because he went to the Detroit Tigers game on the 4th of July, and you're thinking, why would he not have a good 4th of July?
That's what I'm thinking.
He's at the Tigers game. It's a nice day out.
He lives in America?
He lives in America. He's the Detroit Lions coach. Probably because he went to the Tigers game where they were shut out by the Oakland Athletics, the worst team in the MLB. When Tarek Skubal makes his... I'm going on a bit of a Tigers rant
go
here
on.
quick, just
Go.
a heads up to you non-Tigers listeners. Tarek Skubal making his debut, Tigers ace last year. You know, he's the future. Making his debut because he's been injured all year.
He won Rookie of the Year, his rookie year, right?
No.
Oh, shit.
That was Michael Fulmer. That was like quite some time
I
ago.
thought I had like a Tigers. gotten my
Skubal's
Tigers
like
back.
gonna be actually like good though. Like Fulmer was never that good. Like as
Gotcha.
a starter, he's a good reliever.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a Tigers bag there.
But anyways, Skubal making his debut. Not gonna pitch very long, you know, because it's his first game pitching of the year. He goes 4 perfect innings, doesn't give up a hit, has like 6 Ks, looked fantastic out there. You're thinking, wow, this is great. Reese Olson comes in, another up-and-coming Tigers pitcher. Pitches all 5 innings till the 9th, giving up no runs, giving up, I think, 1 hit, I'm pretty sure. So we 1-hit the Athletics. Like, what a great July 4th. No, we also didn't score. And then the 10th inning comes, and we give up a run, and then we lose to the Athletics, and then we lose 13-2 to them the next day. They did win today, luckily, but that was a series the Tigers needed to sweep.
I mean, it's just a bad look because on 4th of July, there's one team that you're almost a sure thing that everybody wants to play the Oakland A's on the 4th of July. Every team
Everyone wants
is
to play
awful.
the Oakland A's every day.
Like, yeah, totally. So that you missed your moment. And
Yeah.
in front of Dan Campbell's a bad look.
Did you see Dan Campbell, though? He was like just in
I
the
didn't see it.
stands.
What happened with JMO this 4th of July? Jameson
Dude,
Williams.
yeah, let's go on another rant because
Somebody blew. I was seeing
So
shit on
I don't
Twitter.
know if this is the media, like if it's just the media or if it's Lions fans, older Lions fans, boomers essentially. Dude, people don't want JMO to succeed. They like want him to be this off the field tyrant, like that they can just like shame.
Yeah.
They want him to be the next Charles Rogers so bad. I don't know why that people do that. He was lighting off fireworks on 4th of July. Everyone's like, he shouldn't be doing that. He could put himself. It's 1 in the morning. He should have someone else lighting that for him. Like, what if a Jason Pierre-Paul incident happens? You know, because he cut off his finger.
Yeah.
Dude, can we cut this guy a freaking break? Like that whole thing is so frustrating to me.
He's 22 years old, and you're telling him, hey, you know what? You got to be so safe. You can barely walk outside anymore because we are so worried about
Like,
your
I
health.
understand if you're just like worried about him. Like, I don't want him to get hurt doing that.
I am too.
Guess what? There is so many other things that you could do that also you can get hurt doing.
You get in a car every day. You get in one every day.
You shouldn't do no, don't drive. Nope.
Are you
Don't do
telling
that.
me Jameson Williams should not drive a car anymore the same way he should not light off fireworks? But like low-key, Jameson Williams, they make like long candle lighters. Get your hands out of the way.
I understand. Like I somewhat understand like people saying you know, just like whatever, you know. But the people that are saying like Jameson Williams continues to be an off the field issue for the Lions, not taking care of himself off the field. Like, dude, you just don't want him to succeed, and I think we know what you are as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
Like,
what
let's,
you're saying.
Let's be real here.
No,
you know?
I totally agree because there's something behind it. Like it just
Exactly.
feels like there is.
If
At
that's
least
Julian Edelman lighting off them fireworks,
Facts.
You don't say nothing.
That's
we're gonna
a
end it
fact.
there. We're gonna end it there. But yeah, and did you see Dan Campbell though? He was just like in the crowd, like in a random seat, like wasn't up in a suite, like wasn't. wasn't front row behind home plate, wasn't behind the dugout. Like, he was just in a spot.
It's like he's trying to become the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try to look as normal as I can for this next little bit. Like,
he's just a man of the people.
Yeah, no, that's what he's trying to be. He's just trying to be normal. People pleaser.
Let's get into today's episode, though. We are going to be reviewing free agency as it's been a little bit or almost a week into free agency. And we also are going to be starting our positional rankings like we do every year. Super excited for this. Top 10 point guards is the topic of today. But let's get into free agency talk. We're going to start off quickly because this just happened like an hour ago. DeJounte Murray just re-signed with the Atlanta Hawks on a pretty team-friendly contract, I would say. 4-year, $112 million. So
I didn't even see that.
A little bit less than $30 million. Obviously, by the end, it'll be 30, but less than $30 million annually for DeJounte Murray. Does that not seem like underpaid?
I mean, it definitely seems like underpaid. Young, up and coming guy, like he hasn't even reached his peak yet. That's usually when guys get overpaid, not underpaid. It's kind of this is a weird
see that the max that he was able to get was for 120, and I think that he can get to 120 with like bonuses and stuff. So I don't know if maybe since like he hasn't made an All-NBA team or something that he can't get over that, but just kind of weird to me that maybe if he was on the open market, he could make more than that, but since it's just an extension, I don't know how all that works.
Yeah, me either.
But anyways, pretty good deal for one of the prime free agents for next offseason is now off the table because he was due to be a free agent. Not anymore. All right, let's talk about the Pistons free agency first. Not exactly what most Pistons fans had in mind for this free agency. Cam Johnson was talked about. Harrison Barnes was talked about. But all in all, a lot, and by a lot, I mean a lot of guys returned to their teams this free agency. So the Pistons decided to play it smart because obviously you have to use 90% of your cap space. It's like a rule in the NBA. They had $30 million or something in cap space. So instead of going out and just signing a guy that you don't really want to a bad contract, they did what smart teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder have been doing for the last couple of years, and that's trading for bad contracts that are expiring and then letting your young talent continue to develop which Monte Morris is not a bad contract, by the way. But
great player.
Yeah, Joe Harris, who is on the last year of his $19.9 million contract, was injured for most of last year. Definitely still a sharpshooter, like whether or not it's a bad contract or not, a sharpshooter. And then we trade for Monte Morris, and he's making about $9-10 million a year from Flint. Went to Flint Beecher, so shout out to him. That was our money
awesome.
moves.
I was looking around on the internet and looking at draft or free agency grades, basically off-season grades. People hating on the Pistons off-season, which like I just don't understand because they're hating on it as if Troy Weaver isn't being smart. And I think it's the total opposite. I think Troy Weaver made great moves this off because they were like, well, he just doesn't know how to manage money, given Monte Morris and Joe Harris. No, he just doesn't think we're ready to go out and just like, we need guys right now. That's not the way we feel. We're going to pay these guys and they're going to play here and there. We're still going to develop our young talent. We're going to see what happens. And that was like the main issue that I was always seeing was like, how are they going to get minutes for all these guys? Some guys aren't going to play.
Yeah.
Some vets are just not going to play.
Joe Harris might not play that much.
And some young guys just might not play anymore. We might start to siphon out some of the young guys and see who's for real now. I don't understand the hate that's getting, or not the hate, but the disdain towards the Pistons offseason. I do understand wanting Cam Johnson, but he went back. I do understand wanting Harrison Barnes. He went back.
Yeah.
Like these guys nobody left. It's not like we missed oh my gosh. I just had an egregious amount of spit come out of my mouth.
Well, I wonder if I could hear it hitting the mic.
I hope not. But you know what I mean? It's just all these guys just went home. All the guys who were supposed to be Pistons or could be Pistons, all of them just went home. Not a ton of guys moved. A signing I would have liked would have been Bruce Brown.
That'd have been cool.
Would have been cool to give him.
But I don't think Troy Weaver I would have done that because that was like his first move. Was
facts.
trading him away. There's no way he would have just been like, because that would have made him look bad.
Yeah.
Like to be like, hey,
Double
I know
back.
we like traded you for like Musa. But,
Nothing.
But let me give you $20 million.
Yeah.
No, you know.
That is a bad look.
But yeah, I mean, he for sure would have been nice.
I'm still cleaning up spit on my paper.
Yeah, the Pistons offseason was because you can look at it two ways, and this we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets, obviously. The Houston Rockets were in a similar situation to the Pistons where they had a lot more cap space, had about $60 million in cap space. I would say that the Pistons and Rockets are going into this offseason. We're in very similar situations. Young cores have a young cornerstone piece, whether that be Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green. The Rockets, you could argue, have more young talent than the Pistons do. They also have Draft capital, they don't have their own picks, but they have Nets picks. So they have more. I would say they have more draft capital than the Pistons do. But they've both been bad for the last 3 years. You can go out and do what the Pistons did, where you don't think or let's start with the Rockets side. You can do what the Rockets want to do, or what they did, and we have $60 million. We're ready to compete. Let's go spend it. No one else is signing anywhere. Let's give guys offers that they can't turn down. Fred VanVleet, 3-year, 120. Whoa.
Wait, I thought it was 2-year, 80.
3-year, 120.
Oh my god!
And it's no options. It's 3, 120.
That has flipped my Rockets thought process on its head.
Dylan Brooks, 4 for 80.
That's just a bad contract.
I don't know if that's fully guaranteed. I would assume it's probably not. Jacques Landale, 4 for 32. Jeff Green, they 2 for 8 or something. Like, they bring Jeff Green back. Then they trade away a bunch of their young guys. That is something that I think if the Pistons would have done that, like a guy like Fred VanVleet and obviously it wouldn't have been Fred VanVleet. I think Pistons fans would have been livid because we're not ready to take that next jump, just like the Houston Rockets are. The Houston Rockets are not going to be good next year.
They've made terrible offseason moves. Like, everything they did was wrong.
They might be a play-in team, but they're not going to make at most they're losing in the play-in tournament.
Yes.
They're losing in the first round of the play-in tournament. That's their ceiling.
Their floor is like third worst team in the league.
And now you have put yourself in not hell, but you've just put yourself in a box for the next couple of years because you have to pay all of your other guys. So
you have to draft well from this moment on.
But you don't have that much picks left because you had 3 or 4 first-round picks in the last 3 drafts. You have to pay all the young guys that have worked out. No one's going to want this Fred VanVleet contract if you try to trade it. Mm-hmm. So this roster is kind of your roster for the next couple years, unless you can, obviously mid-level exception and all that. Maybe if you trade some of the younger guys.
Move Dylan Brooks to a contender
potentially.
Eventually.
I feel like he'll be wanted at least somewhere.
Yeah, at some point.
But still, this roster is your roster now. And you're really relying on Jalen Green and Jabari Smith to take big leaps, which they can obviously, but these might not be the right. Fred VanVleet might not be the right piece to be around them. Or you go what the Pistons did, and you have money in a weak free agency class. It was for sure a weak class, and why not just bring that money back next year? Joe Harris, Monty Morris off the books next year. Marvin Bagley will be on an expiring contract next year.
Sweet.
So you could probably trade him a lot easier if they don't trade him this offseason. So the Pistons are going to roll around with more cap space next season in a better free agency class when, hey, guess what? I know we want to win this year and everything, but let's see Cade, Ivy, and Duren play a season together because that hasn't happened yet. What if those 3 are really good together? And, hey, we don't have to go get a guy that'd be our best player because these 3 are our best players. Let's just go get a bunch of pieces that fit well around them after we know how good they are.
Totally. And that's kind of where I'm starting to see the issue, or I see the issue with the Rockets is how is Amen Thompson supposed to come in and develop? He hasn't played organized. I mean, OT, he's played in that and blah, 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 whatever you think. But he hasn't played basketball in a long time. And now you're expecting him to come in at this 19 years old, and we all know, I mean, these young guys, they make mistakes because you're young. But now you're coming in and you're almost expected to win because you have Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet who are going to hold people accountable, which is good for the Rockets. They need that. But now Jalen Green has to develop way differently. Sengun might not be a hub of your offense like you thought at one point he could have been. This team just has no direction, and I'm so happy that I'm not a Houston Rockets fan. I really do. You were totally right when you say the Pistons fans would be livid. If we went out and got Fred VanVleet and did something like that, I would be so...
Jeremy Grant would be a perfect example. Jeremy Grant and Fred VanVleet got similar money-wise, and that Jeremy Grant obviously there was talks about that. If the Pistons would have gave Jeremy Grant that contract that he got with Portland, you know how pissed everyone would have been?
Oh my God, it would have been bad.
And he's making less than Fred VanVleet.
And so how different would this have been than when we got Blake Griffin? We're not ready to compete.
Exactly.
It's not time.
And that's even worse.
And that put us in purgatory. I mean, that screwed us over. We had to start from zero.
The Blake Griffin move is definitely worse because we also didn't have a young player that could be our superstar in Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
We had Andre Drummond.
He had the likings. He had the makings.
Dude, I did see a highlight reel. I saw a TikTok today that was Blake Griffin was underrated in 2019, and I was like, that's actually so weird that someone posted that because he was he had a really good year that year.
We're the only ones who said it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that the Pistons made the right move. I'm not saying they made a great move by any means, but I think they made the right moves because the only one thing is yes, if you're going to take on a bad contract, it would have been nice to get an extra first-round pick. We still don't have any extra first-round picks. But you see how much these second-round picks are flying around this offseason? Obi Toppin for 2 second-round picks. Freaking Jay Crowder for 5 of them last year. Sadiq Bey for 5 of them. Like,
It's really weird.
we can stack up the stack. We got 2 second-round picks out of the Joe Harris deal. So, and we didn't give up literally anything. I think
That
it's
could
fine.
turn into a good player. I mean, Obi Toppin's a good player. 2 second-round picks. It's all about situationals. It's all about waiting for the right time to kind of strike and make your move. The Pacers had an awesome offseason.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we can talk about the Pacers.
Real quick, the Rockets suck. I had that in my notes, but
Yeah.
I thought we covered it all. But
Yeah.
I got to make sure we hit all my notes.
And not only so, here was an interesting tidbit about the Rockets. They were going to sign Brooke Lopez. That was
and that makes a lot more sense.
yeah, and that would have been been better for sure.
A lot
And I think
better.
that was before the Jacques Landale signing.
Yes.
they would agreed to sign Brooke Lopez, or not agree, but they had a verbal agreement. So they decided to clear up space. They trade away Usman Garuba and Ty Washington to Atlanta. They trade Josh Christopher to Memphis. And then Brooke Lopez basically used that as leverage with his own Milwaukee Bucks to say, hey, these guys are offering me this. You better offer me this or I'm leaving. So the Milwaukee Bucks did. Brooke Lopez goes back on his word, and the Rockets still trade those guys away because apparently they wanted to keep their word with the other teams.
I saw that is so interesting because Brooke Lopez, just smarter than everybody. I mean, that's just straight up outsmarting
Yeah,
the
you're
system.
just making a better way to get your bag.
Really feel bad for the Rockets.
Yeah, it does
Moving
suck.
on from, I mean, there are 3 good players that they all just named.
And that
Ty
they've-
Washington, Jacob, and Usman Garuba
Yeah.
all have upside.
All first-round picks in the last 2 years.
The Rockets are just, I would hate to be a fan. I could say it again and again. A team that I really did like their offseason.
Yep.
Man, the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh, okay, I like the Mavericks.
Re-sign Kyrie Irving. Sign and trade for Grant Williams. Woo! Woo! Are you kidding me?
You big Grant Williams
Derek
guy.
Lively?
Yeah.
They made every
Seth
right
Curry
move.
is back. Kyrie obviously is back.
I just want a guy who can knock down some shots when I'm watching in fantasy, and Grant Williams is that guy.
Oh, do you have him in fantasy?
No, but I have Luca, and I'm sick of
right.
people missing.
I have Kyrie
off
so
his passes.
That'll work.
Yeah, perfect. We can coexist here.
And today, actually, they were going to sign Matisse Thybulle to a 333,
swoop.
and then bang, rejected. We see about one of them every year, where it's like the restricted free agent doesn't go through, which I was kind of surprised that Portland matched that. Maybe they're trying to pull off a sign and trade to get a little something back from
Portland
Dallas.
doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Portland is scrambling.
Yeah, they
that popped up on the radar. I'm like, oh shit, now we got to deal with this.
God, we're already dealing with all this crap. Yeah, Let's talk. I like what the Mavericks did as well. There was something.
That was
else
all I
wanted
had
to say,
about the
but I can't-
Mavericks.
Yeah, there was something else. I can't remember.
I'm hopeful the team's better next year. That's all.
Yeah,
I hope
they
Josh Green is good. I like that guy.
Let's talk about Dame. Dame Lillard's situation is quite interesting, to say the least. Dame Lillard, have we done a podcast since he requested a trade? I think
Yeah, I
so.
think so. I remember
Dame
bitching
requested a
about it.
trade, and it's in a really weird spot because Dame has said, I am going to the Heat. I'm only going to the Heat, and I'm only going to the Heat. Don't try and trade for me. And the Dame's agent came out today and said, if you don't trade for Dame if you're not the Heat, because he will not play
That's
for you.
wrong.
He will sit out.
By the way.
Which Dame doing that seems off. He seems like the least dude in the league that would be like, nah. I understand because if he's not going to the Heat, he just wants to stay in Portland. He doesn't want to leave Portland that bad. I think he's probably just succumbed to the pressure.
Yeah, I'm letting you get your piece off before I get my piece off on
Okay,
Dame.
gotcha.
I got a piece.
So Dame, Dame's agent saying, don't trade for me, I'm not going to play for you, seems really weird because the Blazers don't want Tyler Hero. What else do they have? Nothing. A third team has to get involved, but why would a third team help unless they want Tyler Hero? And even then, Portland's return for Dame is not going to be good. It's that simple. Unless they say F it and trade him to the Utah Jazz for, a couple young guys and a lot of picks, which they have if they decide to do that. But I just think that this whole player empowerment is it's cool and everything. I love player empowerment. I'm not saying I don't. But it comes to a point where it's you're only trading me here and I'm sitting. That whole part of the game is really tough as a fan, especially coming from a guy like Dame Lillard, who's the most loyal dude in NBA.
Dame has befuddled me this offseason. I have become I'm so ass backwards, and it's like, what can I trust anymore?
Who do I trust?
Seriously, Dame his entire career. Oh, I don't run from the grind. I'm like that.
Right.
I'm here forever. I'm loyal. Portland Trailblazers, Portland stand up. I'm from the you know me. Blah blah blah, and it's all like now seemingly for nothing. Because you were all that. They were like, hey, we got some options to trade you. No, I want to stay here. Well, there's rumblings about you getting traded. No, I want to stay here, blah, blah. Now you're finally, okay, yeah, you guys can trade me. To one team.
That doesn't have assets.
And by the way, I don't want to get traded to a team too stacked. So, like, 2 finals appearances in the last 4 years, 3 Eastern Conference finals appearances in the last 4 years. No, they're not that stacked. They're just a decent basketball team. They could really use me. But, like, the C's... You don't want to go to Boston, like too good, like
Lakers. No,
Lakers, the Sixers. Like, why are these teams not able to trade for you if you're so like? Just go there. If you don't want to run from the grind, go to Philly.
Yeah,
those dudes will.
They have not made a conference final since Allen Iverson.
That is the grind right there. I mean, are you serious? In the fans, like, could you handle could you even handle that? I think he could. And this is coming from a guy who's like Dame.
Yeah, I love Dame.
It's just very, very unsettling and strange to see a star who has carried himself the way he has his whole career to just do this complete switch up and screw over everybody.
Right.
And now his agent is calling teams. Well, you might as well not even put an offer because if you get him, he's not playing for you. You're going to have an unhappy star. Huh?
Yeah.
Dame? The Dame that I've watched for 11 years would do that?
Yeah, exactly.
He would go there and he would sit because that's not the guy he's told me he is.
Right.
That's not the guy he's sitting on interviews telling me he is. He's saying he's about it, and he doesn't look like it.
I know, right?
I have a serious problem with this, and I look at Dame in a very different light after this whole thing. We'll see how it ends.
Yeah.
Because I saw a really interesting TikTok, really great TikTok. TikTok is a great place. About Kevin Garnett in 07. Mm-hmm. Similar situation. Is on the Timberwolves for 10 years. They can't get anything going. He's like, finally, trade me. He had a team in mind. It was Phoenix. He wanted to go play with Steve Nash in Phoenix, and the Timberwolves said, "We can't do that. We're not getting enough." They traded him to Boston. He goes on to win championships. The rest is history. Those boys them are now boys, like those 4.
Yeah,
I would just love to see the same thing happen to Dame, and we can all just move past it. But right now, it's a weird look for Dame. Very ugly. It sucks.
I mean, he just got to open it up, And like you said, I want to see how it ends because I don't want to assume anything because it's just reports. It's just the reports, blah blah blah. We never know if they're all true. If Dame isn't saying it himself that I'm only going to the Heat, if I don't see him tweet that, then I'm not gonna 100% believe it. But that sounds like that's what the word is and everything. But yeah, it's really difficult for the Blazers. They're in the worst position ever because if they decide to trade him to Miami, which most likely will be a 3-team deal, to send Tyler Hero to, I know Brooklyn has been rumored. I know the Spurs have been rumored.
That's such a fun one.
It'd be cool for Hero to go to either of those teams, and then just all of those picks to come back to Portland. But it's a tough spot for Portland because if you don't trade him to where he wants, then no star is going to want to come to Portland because hey, guess what? Dame is with Clutch Sports, I'm pretty sure, right? Rich Paul, I believe. I would take a wild guess that he is. A lot of guys are. And if he's not, he's probably with
his own man.
Jeff Goodman or not Goodman. There's a bunch of top agents that
Doesn't
are all
he strike
represented.
me as a guy that would represent himself?
I don't think any NBA players do.
Yeah, probably
that.
not.
Lamar Jackson's the only dude I feel
so
like that
hard
does that.
and it's so tough. It's so cool.
But a lot of the top dudes are represented by a lot of the same people. So, hey, guess what? Rich Paul, let's just say it's him. I'm not 100% sure. The next star that wants to come to Portland or Portland wants to give him a deal. Nope, we're not coming there. You treated Dame Lillard badly. You didn't trade him where he wanted to go. It puts Portland in such a tough spot because they have to do Dame right because he has done them right for so long. And they struggled to build a team. I think it's half Dame, half Portland. They couldn't put the team around Dame. Mm-hmm. Franchise player, maybe the best in franchise history for 11 years. Now they have to do him right by trading where he wants. But where he wants to go, they can't get what he's worth. So it's just a really bad situation for Portland. And I want to see how it ends. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon either. I think this is going to go on.
Here's the other thing about the way their relationship has worked. Portland has never treated Dame poorly.
Right.
They've never not tried to surround him with the next best piece.
That's true. They just never did good enough.
They just never were good enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nurk just ended up not working out, but it looked like the right move. Rocco. Remember when Rocco went there and it was like, damn, this team could be nice.
Yeah.
And then he was terrible in Portland that year. This team has tried, C.J. McCollum, Jeremy Grant. There have been a lot of good players to come through here, through Dame, and it sucks to see him just treat them so poorly at the very end of it.
Aaron Goodwin, not Jeff Goodwin.
Yes, Aaron Goodwin.
That is Dame Lillard's agent.
Tangent, is there a monopoly issue in the NBA with Rich Paul and Clutch Schwartz? Does he have too much power?
I don't know.
Is that a thing in the NFL? Is there like one agent?
Not like Rich Paul.
Clutch has like 70% of the athletes.
It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's a lot of...
It probably is a problem. Like, it low-key is the start of like, there's some interest here. There's some weird conflicts going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been the wave of the... He has definitely been a huge part of the player empowerment era.
For sure.
Like, he has been the main dude from it, probably. All right, let's move on. A couple deals that I like that I want to throw out there. Well, I guess I'll just talk about this team first. The LA Lakers had a phenomenal offseason with, I think, the best contract in free agency, and that's Austin Reeves, 4-year, $56 million. Phenomenal contract. I would take a guess and say that other teams probably didn't offer Austin Reeves anything because it probably would have been more than this, if the Lakers had to match it. So a great deal for Reeves to come back and allowed them to re-sign D'Angelo Russell, 2-year, $37 million, which really isn't that bad for D'Angelo Russell. Cheaper than the contract he was on before this one.
2-year deals are good deals in my mind.
Exactly.
They're great deals in my mind.
Taurean Prince brought in on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Cam Reddish brought in. Jackson Hayes brought in. Gabe Vincent, 3-year, $33 million. Really nice moves made by the Lakers this offseason. I'm happy they didn't do what they did a couple offseasons ago and trade everybody for a star because they had money. They did have money. But they decided to use it wisely and basically bring back Rui Hachimura got re-signed too. Bring back the freaking band that went to the Western Conference Finals last year.
This team is good.
Yeah.
Like, this Lakers team is back into, like, I guess back. They never left. They're contenders.
Yeah.
They're,
from the start of the season, though.
This team looks really, really...
Because back to contention is right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I would say back.
The last 2 years, they have been... Start of the year, they're not supposed to make playoffs.
Facts. And, I mean, Gabe Vincent, that's the signing to me. 3 years, $33 million. That's all he's worth.
Pretty good deal.
That dude's a sniper at the point guard. Doesn't turn the ball over much. And in L.A., playing off LeBron, I think he's going to look nice. Or he's going to be... Well, I mean, what do role players do when they start playing with LeBron?
Shoot bad.
Very well. One of these players, it's going to happen to somebody in here. Somebody's going to shoot the ball poorly.
Definitely. Another team, the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, with what they had to do, I think Eric Gordon, 2 years, $6 million, is the best value contract in free agency. I know I just said Austin Reeves was, but for $6 million for a guy like Eric Gordon to come off of your bench, absolutely take that. But they also get Yuta Watanabe, who is one of the better three-point shooters in this league, more underrated. Drew Eubanks was a really good backup center for Phoenix last year. They did lose Jacques Landale, but they bring back Damian Lee. They bring back Josh Okogie. Keita Bates-Diop goes to Phoenix, which I texted Ivan as soon as they signed him, and I said, that dude is going to be your favorite player, Keita Bates-Diop. Guaranteed.
I like Keita Bates-Diop off 2K.
He does it all.
Off 2K. Yeah. I don't know anything about him.
He does it all. He hustles. He's long. He's going to be his favorite player.
The Josh Okogie signing, getting him is just great, getting him back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all I had.
So another team that I think is kind of an interesting one. The Sacramento Kings. We talked a lot about them because they cleared up a lot of money. And they didn't really do like a crazy amount with it. They kind of just brought back their dudes. Harrison Barnes comes back. There was another guy. They traded for Chris Duarte from the Pacers for a couple second-round picks. Yeah, I think it got like finalized today. I think they did it earlier in free agency. But the most interesting signing, they signed the Euro League dude, Sasha something. I picked him up in fantasy, which I'm super stoked that I got him in fantasy.
Shit.
I know, right?
I didn't even think about it.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
You could pick up the dude from the Thunder.
Yeah, I probably will.
Because the Thunder also signed a EuroLeague dude.
Yeah, I probably
But this
will.
dude got paid. He got like 3-year, $33 million or something, like the Gabe Vincent contract. Shit. This guy, and I watched a highlight tape of his because I was just interested to see, like, I wonder how good he is. This dude is a sharpshooter. Like... And he's 6'9". Like he is perfect for that Kings team, dude. He just like coming off screens, like off balance threes.
Oh, see, like
not
that
really
kind
like
of guy?
like he's like a Klay Thompson type player. Like doesn't dribble. Like he catches and fires.
Yeah, because I saw something about him like doing the Klay Thompson stuff, like the dribble, the games with no dribbles.
And it's like deep threes, like leaning threes. He's fun. Like, real skinny dude, too.
Crazy that you can put the ball in the hoop that well. Like, the guys have gotten so good at that shit.
Well, it'll be fun to see how he translates over.
I hope he plays so well. I'm rooting
FIBA.
for him, but not because he's on your fantasy team.
Okay, a couple other like things that we basically went over all the teams. The Bucks brought back Middleton and Brook Lopez. Philly, I think Philly has had a poor offseason because
What?
this whole James Harden thing, basically. James Harden requests a trade, and it still hasn't happened, and you're not going to get a lot for him because he's not expiring because he opted in. And what are you going to do? Like, if you don't get Dame, whatever you get back for Harden is going to be poor. And, like, how far are we from Joel Embiid being the next, like, disgruntled star?
Close. I think if James Harden gets moved for nothing, Joel Embiid's in a year or three away from saying
A year or three. Yeah. I mean, he's going to get traded for Norman Powell and Robert Covington. You know, like, that's what he's going to get traded for if he goes to the Clippers, obviously.
Dude, that would be so sick. Not for the Sixers, but for the Clippers.
Oh, I know. I mean, yeah, because, like,
It'd be
Harden is
so
your third option. Yeah,
Harden,
you'll take
Russ, Kawhi, PG. Oh, my. How do they have the money for that?
that. They don't. But, yeah, like, it's Embiid, like, could be the next dude. And, like, the Knicks has got to be the team, right? I was, like, hearing about it. The Knicks, the Hawks, I was hearing about. Just, like if Embiid became available, who's got the assets
The
to go
Knicks
get
should be
him?
the landing destination
Knicks-
for Dame.
The Knicks have 4 first-round picks this year. I don't know about for Dame. They got Brunson. Brunson's kind of the dude.
Yeah,
now.
you're right.
But, like, the Knicks have 4 first-round picks.
Is
in this
Brunson
upcoming
even a
draft.
top 10 point guard in the league?
Oh, I don't
We'll
know.
see.
We're gonna
We'll
find
see.
out. Any other, like, free agency things you want to talk about?
No, I got the Pacers written down, but it was just because Obi Toppin.
Oh,
Lethal. I think we
KJ
already talked
Martin
about it.
traded to the LA Clippers for 2 second-round picks.
No.
That was part of like, it didn't just happen. I'm just like, that was just one of my
Oh.
favorite moves because he was very good for the Rockets last year. He was like one of the true defenders on that team. And he was in the dunk contest, so that's cool. So I think that's a good pickup for the Clippers. All right, are we ready to hop into our top 10 point guards list?
As ready as I'll be. Half an hour of hoops talk. It's got me feeling good. I'm light on my feet right
Let's
now.
freaking do it. I don't see why not.
I'm
right?
sitting.
Okay, so this list is so hard. Oh wait, no, actually, before we do
No,
that,
this
I'm
list
sorry.
is. Let's switch it up. Okay, no, go for that first.
We need to go over our results for our predictions from free agency.
Oh.
So we had 16 free agents. I counted Vucevic just to give us, like, even though, I mean, we did get that right.
got it.
So we predicted 16 free agents. Easton went 8 for 16. This feels like weekly picks, dude.
Batting
Like, going over
500.
that. 500, yeah, you'll take that. 10 for 16 for me. But, like, it's pretty boring because the only pick that we got right, one of us got right, was from a dude switching squads, was me picking Dylan Brooks to the Rockets.
And then it was just whoever picked the most going back home.
And out of the 16 that we did, 13 out of the 16 went back to their own team.
Oh.
So it was just Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, and I don't even know.
We were screwed
Bruce
from the
Brown.
start.
Those were the only 3 that we did.
we were screwed from the
like,
start.
so it was just boring.
We didn't have a chance.
Like those 10 for 16, 8 for 16, those are skewed. Like,
Those are bad numbers. It's just.
I mean,
just
that's
us.
pretty good, but it shouldn't be that
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, that's basically all I wanted to say.
This list was so easy to make. This list, we're changing up. We always talk about how hard these lists are. Skunk, was this list easy?
No.
Oh.
This list was terribly hard. By the way, shout out Kobe. He's going to be on the cover of 2K24. Obviously, because 24, the Mamba. Just wanted to
Really? That's why?
That's actually why I wore this. shirt
Oh, because all the 2K stuff got.
today. Yeah, because Kobe, yeah.
He's
that
on the
was cool.
cover.
Yeah, it was
on the
announced
cover.
today.
Yeah.
Even though the cover is him wearing the 8 jersey on the 2K24, which is just like, come on, 2K.
How do you miss that bad? How
like,
do you not
throw the 24
Yeah.
on him?
Clearly, he's not Froby. Like put
No,
the
exactly.
bald head. Bald is 2-4 Kobe.
That one, he's not Roby in that one. He rocking 8. All right, anyways.
Damn.
Yeah, this list is really hard. Top 10 point guards. This is going to be like when we do our top 50 players or whatever, top 25 players or whatever, like there's going to be more point guards on the list than any other position. The honorable mentions from this list might be all top 10 if they were on the small forwards list or something.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
this list is so tough. So I don't want to hear the comments of people mad about everything.
We try. We sit here every day. How long did you spend on this list?
Like,
at least an hour and a half.
while. Like I spent, and I switched it a lot too. Let's look at our list from last year, though. I think that will be fun. So last year's list, Steph Curry was number 1 for both of us. Luka was number 2 for both of us. I had Dame at number 3. You had Dame at number 5. You had Trae Young at number 3. I had Trae Young at number 4. And then you had Ja Morant at number 4, and I had Ja Morant at number 5. I'm just off rip. There's already a switch up in my top 5. It's pretty crazy. We both had Kyrie Irving at number 6, who will not be on this list. Chris Paul, we both had at number 7. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Chris Paul will not be on either of our lists. You had Marcus Smart at number 8. I will also guess that he is not on the list. Reigning depoy, but
dude, he might be on the list.
Marcus Smart, pretty crazy. I had Garland at number 8. We both had LaMelo Ball at number 9. And then you had Darius Garland at number 10, and I had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at number 10. So
nice.
Immediately, I already have several dudes that have fallen out of my top 10 list.
My list is very different. Very, very
I would
different.
say so. So, yeah, the only big things is that, James Harden was not a point guard last year when we did this. So, he was not on the point guards list. He is this year. We're doing this off of, there's a picks trade. Oh, my God. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading 3 second-round picks to the Suns for 2 first-round pick swaps and Isaiah Todd? Wait, what? Why would they do that?
They need Isaiah. They got rid of Isaiah Todd
and 2 first-round pick swaps
just for seconds.
Just for 3 seconds.
Seconds are selling like wildfire.
2024 and 2030 pick swaps. Why would they do that? I mean, the 2024 one's not that big of a deal, but
are seconds the new firsts?
They might be. That's a interesting trade. Okay, whatever. I don't understand. But yeah, James Harden is going to be on this list. We did our positions based off of Basketball Reference, so
they are the most accurate.
Quite accurate.
Far.
Kyrie Irving is the main one that's you would think he's on the point guards list. He's on the shooting guards list.
But it makes sense at the same time because you can't start 2 point guards based on technicality.
DeJounte Murray is a shooting guard, but he was on the shooting guard list last year too. There really is no other one. So
and James Harden's clearly a point guard. There's never been a more obvious point guard ever.
Exactly. Okay, so top 10 point guards in the NBA right now. Give me your honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions. In no specific order.
No specific order.
Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
LaMelo Ball, Jalen Brunson, Chris Paul, and Fred VanVleet.
Ooh, okay. There's already some names that missed your honorable mentions list, and I'm like, are they on his list, or did they just get snubbed from everything, My honorable mentions are Darius Garland, Tyrese Halliburton, LaMelo Ball, Drew Holiday, Chris Paul, and Marcus Smart. I had Cade and I crossed him out because Cade doesn't deserve to be on there. I mean, let's be honest.
Huh?
After this year, he'll be in the top 10. But I can't put him. LaMelo Ball also he was just injured. He probably would be top 10 if he wasn't injured and the Hornets sucked. But
is Tyus Jones on your list?
No.
Okay, just didn't know. Didn't know how deep your love was for him.
All right, let's do it. Number 10.
My number 10 is Darius Garland, DG, the PG. What a cool nickname. Guy's ice. He's really good. He wasn't as efficient this year as he typically is, but he is an efficient scorer. Put up 21 and 8 this year. Just really solid. This point guards list is really, really tough. He struggled in the playoffs, and that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Darius Garland fell off of my list, unfortunately. I had him at number 8 last year, and he has fallen out. But he if I did actually have to pick, I think he would be number 11. He would be 11 or 12, him or Tyrese Halliburton, I would say. But LaMelo Ball's there, too. I'm not ranking them. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
My number 10 is reigning NBA champion Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, I feel has to sneak into this list strictly because I know it's recency bias, but the dude is part of maybe the best duo in the NBA right now and was a playoff performer. We knew what he did in the bubble, got injured. This was his first full season back, and it was his most efficient season yet. He shot 40% from 3. Only averaged 20 points per game, but they were coasting. They wanted to amp him up for the playoffs where he went off in the playoffs and was a part of the best two-man game that we've seen in a while, at least from an unstoppable standpoint, because it really was. So Murray's number 10.
That's the one I did screw up. I did screw up Murray.
I
just totally forgot about him. I actually would have slid him and at my number 9 spot. He would have slid at number 9.
But he's not.
But he's not. Shit.
So you don't like him now?
Nope, I don't like him. Man, but he's a baller. I might have actually slid him up to 4. My number 9 is Tyrese Halliburton, the young gun. I think pure point guard standards, this guy might be my favorite in the NBA. I mean, he's right there. The thing that I like about Tyrese, great shooter. He was incredibly efficient this season. Averaged 20 and 10. Absolute monster. Love that Pacers. Makes that Pacers team look so good. So good. My favorite thing about Tyrese Halliburton, he jumps when he passes. He jumps to make passes.
Oh, yeah.
My whole life, I was getting told, don't jump when you make a pass. And I kept jumping because like it just works. And he said it best. He said, sometimes there's passes I can only make if I jump. Thank you, Tyrese Halliburton. Now go tell every middle school, high school coach in the history of the world that it is okay to jump to pass, because I'm a believer in it. If it's the only way to get it to the corner, jump. Make the pass. So that's like,
he also
that's like,
passes and then looks away after he passes.
he does the fake look away.
Yeah,
but
he
fake
does
no
the
looks.
fake no look.
I
yeah.
do the same
I
thing.
think, it's still hard. Like,
I do it too.
It still looks cool.
If I make a dump off pass, like an underhand,
you gotta make it.
I'm
Exactly,
every
yeah.
Same.
Same.
I
Yeah.
might look to the baseline.
It's so,
Like,
I saw literally a clip, like a highlight reel of him doing that, like for like 3 minutes.
Yes.
The other day, and none of them are no look passes. It's so funny.
the ones that are my favorites are the ones where somebody's cutting through the middle and he looks right at him and
yeah.
he passes and he spins with the pass.
Yeah, exactly.
As if it was
So
no
funny.
look.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton just missed my list. It's tough, but I did not include him. My number 9 is Jalen Brunson, the king of New York right now. I think Jalen Brunson being here is quite a shock if you told me that a year ago. When he signed with the Knicks, we gave the Knicks a lot of shit, and it really backfired. It really did. Like, that is one of the things that I feel like doesn't get talked about as that much. That was the Jeremy Grant signing of this year. Like, what? You gave Jalen Brunson?
It was a joke. The mid three was like a real Twitter. It might have been trending.
It really was the mid 3, and it still kind of is the mid 3. I'm not gonna lie, but like
Brunson is not why it's
Brunson
a mid
is
three.
not. Brunson is the clear best player on that team.
Clear.
I mean, Randall had a good year. Randall just cannot perform in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson scored 20 points in every playoff game this year, which is crazy because they played 5 in the first round and 6 in the second round.
Yeah.
11 games, scored 20 in all, had a 40-point game in there. Is a clear playoff performer. Did it with Dallas the year before on their conference finals run. And Brunson, when he's playing well, he's really fun to watch because he is a strong little guard. You know, like those guys are fun to watch because he really just like he'll get guys in the post. You know, like his footwork is incredible. He finishes really well because he uses his body very effectively for being 6'1". And I think Brunson is for sure going to be an all-star this year. He was kind of a snub last year. I mean, it's not like not a snub because no one deserved to be taken off, but could have been All-NBA. He averaged 24 a game this year, and I think he's only going to have a better year this year with the Knicks. He's number 9.
Yeah, I like Brunson was somebody I was going into this list. I was really hoping he could make it, but I decided that
Which is totally understandable.
Didn't think he was good
Him
enough.
and Garland and Halliburton are all in
Right
that
there.
same territory.
Right there. My number 8, I think the list can start getting really crazy right here. My number 8 is James Harden. This is a guy that I felt has, and I think anybody can agree with this, has just lost steam over these last couple of years. It's not the same James Harden we used to know and love that was the best player in the league for a year. No, maybe. I don't know. Kind of.
MVP.
Yeah. This guy averages 21 and 10 with about 4 turnovers a game, which is very different than what Tyrese Halliburton gets his 10 assists on, about 2.5 turnovers. Over an 82-game span, which neither one of them played, that is a lot of extra turnovers with 4.1.
Yeah.
That's a totally different turnover ratio. I think that's a massively important part of being the point guard is you have to take care of the ball. Granted, again, I would actually consider the Pacers' offense to be more fluid than the Sixers' offense. I think the Sixers' offense is more stagnant. I think it leads to more turnovers because of how stagnant it is. I'm not sure it all falls on the shoulders of James Harden, but the numbers don't lie at the same time. So
I'm sorry to look over, but this Britney Spears Victor
No,
Wembanyama
no,
thing
we
is
got
getting-
news?
Britney Spears posted a whole rant on her Instagram story that I just saw, dude. It's
Can you
just
read
like-
it
It's
live?
pretty long. Like,
Can
don't
I
know if
read it
should
while
read
while
yeah,
you?
yeah, you can read
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
read it
it's
while
just-
you talk about your
the
number 8.
Wemby. If you guys don't know, the craziest headline happened today with Victor Wembanyama's security slapped Britney Spears in the face, and Wemby said that it was blah blah blah. Let me get back to actual basketball talk. My number 8 is also James Harden. Actually, I think that James Harden being here is not that much of a shock. He did lead the NBA in assists per game last year, but it's clear that his game is different nowadays, and I think that it just sucks because James Harden had those 2. Isn't that a pretty crazy
It's a pretty good point.
It is.
Low-key.
No, it definitely is.
Like low key, Britney Spears.
it's not on Wemby by any means,
No.
but like maybe his security should like
Lighten up.
realize who Britney Spears is, maybe, you know.
and not backhander like
Yeah.
across the face.
Exactly.
And then no, yeah, that's wrong. You should be smarter than that.
Yeah.
If you're a security team in a place like that, you should know who Britney Spears is.
Exactly, and that would be my guess. I would think that they probably thought it was just some lady that was like, "Oh, Wembanyama," but like it was Britney Spears.
But she even made a great point when she said 20 fans swarmed me,
Right.
and my security didn't hit a single one of them. Just because they're a fan and tap you on the shoulder doesn't mean you hit somebody.
Victor Wembanyama's probably got a relatively rookie security team, I would assume.
Yeah,
being in America
and they're
now.
probably pretty tense.
Exactly.
Like they're probably like,
they've probably been told like, "Yo, America's like."
and this is the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
And he's 7'5". It's a little different. Victor's huge. Victor
Anyways,
attracts
though.
a lot of attention.
Yeah, my 8 is James Harden though. I kind of already talked about it a lot, but it's definitely surprising him being this low. But I still love James Harden. So
Oh, I was hoping you had him higher.
no,
He's ready to
he's
debate.
also my number. I mean, I really don't think you can put him above any of the top 7.
Me either.
I really don't think so.
I'm glad we're in agreement because
Yeah.
I was going to debate hard. It was
No,
going to get exciting.
I'm agreeing with you. He had those 2 good games in the playoffs, 40 bombs, but like Harden as a third option now, which is weird to say, but as the third option, I think that team is elite. Like I think if he does go to the Clippers, I think that team is elite because he's the third option. As the second option, I don't know. Can Maxey take that jump to be the second option over Harden? Potentially, but Harden also has to realize that, and I think he realizes that a lot easier on the Clippers.
Why do teams get superstars and then get stagnant on offense? Every team does it. If James Harden went to the Clippers, they wouldn't have a fluid offense. It would be iso ball into 1 pass, 2 dribbles out of.
It is a lot of iso ball already there, but like I get what you're saying.
Like I don't, but it seems to happen a lot. Like
does.
a superstar goes somewhere and it's like, oh, he needs to have the ball every possession. Why? It doesn't work
That's a
as
good
well.
point.
My number 7 is De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox had a stellar season, being one of the best players on one of the best up-and-coming teams in the NBA. I mean, this team is elite, and he is electric. Light the beam. Something that is so different about De'Aaron Fox is the intangibles of his speed. There is something that you cannot process with what speed really does in a basketball game until you are playing it. When you see that point guard take off and you guys both start at the free throw line and he beats you to the other free throw line by 5 or 6 steps with the ball, it causes a lot of problems for your defense. You have to get back earlier. It is seriously amazing at what his speed does for him, and I think that's why he is so good, and his stats are incredible on top of it. I mean, 8 assists, 25 points a game, and he's not even the hub of the offense half the time. I mean, half the time it's
Probably
Sabonis.
not. Yeah, I would say Sabonis for sure is.
And so those are just incredible numbers. De'Aaron Fox is here, which is awesome. Because there was a time where it felt like he might fall out of this list.
Yeah.
But now he's here.
Like,
He's
he
in
was-
this bitch.
He was not on our list last year, and I'm pretty sure the year prior he was on the list. So it was like, oh my God, he's fallen out. And also that's why I'm so excited for Jaden Ivey, because of that speed, man.
That speed, you can't do anything about
No,
it.
you can't.
Can't game plan to
Now
play
once you
against speed
control
like
the
that.
speed, that's when it gets scary. My number 7 is also De'Aaron Fox, like you said, was All NBA last year, part of one of the better duos in the NBA. Which also we didn't have De'Aaron Fox on our breakout players list, and there was a few comments on there that were like, "Where's De'Aaron Fox? He's about to break out." So shout out to those guys for commenting that, because those were like the only comments that worked out. There's some hilarious comments on that TikTok video. Go watch that video, by the way, if you like follow us on TikTok. It's from a while back, but yeah, my number 7 is De'Aaron Fox. You basically said everything that I would have said as well.
The speed thing is just unreal.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Ja Morant. Man. Ja. All that build up for 25 games, you couldn't at least give him 50. You made us wait a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't mind it. I'm excited to see Ja get back on the court quicker. Because last year there was a moment where it felt like this guy was playing at like an MVP level.
And
Like
I think he still can
that
win an MVP.
caliber of player. He's that good when he's leading his team and playing with that ferocity. I mean, he plays with the Russell Westbrook ferocity. He's that mean when he's going into the middle of the paint. And that's what's so tough about Ja. And it's kind of what's got the Scoot Henderson buzz so high.
Right.
It's the dog. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's a real
really
thing.
is, though, yeah.
It's what makes Ja so great.
Yeah.
If he didn't feel that way, if he wasn't that confident, if he wasn't running in there trying to kill you, he just wouldn't be as good. Ja Morant, and he's so special. I'm excited for him to
The
be
way
back
that
on
guys
court.
like that attack the hoop, like it's hard to get guys that do it at that high of a level. Like Ja
it's so
Morant
special.
does, you know, because when you're willing to go up and yam it on a dude every single time, no matter who it is,
No matter what angle your body's at, no matter how you're
that
gonna
is
fall.
quite an advantage, I would say. My number 6 is also Ja Morant. I think that Ja Morant being this low is like I almost felt like disrespectful putting him this low. Ja Morant had a phenomenal season last year, and if it wasn't for all the shit that went down with him, he was snubbed from All NBA. I will say that. I had him on my All NBA ballot over De'Aaron Fox. Not saying that De'Aaron Fox deserved to not be on it or by anything, but Ja Morant deserved to be an All-NBA player last year. He averaged 26 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds on the second best team in the West. You know, like I really do think that, and he's been the second best team in the West the last 2 seasons. I think Ja Morant still has MVP upside. I know he's going to miss 25 games next year, so he's not. But we're not here to talk about all that crap. Mm-hmm. That's not basketball. We're talking about basketball. And on the court, Ja Morant is one of the most fun players in the NBA to watch. And right now he's at 6, and it's weird putting him at 6 because he's a top 20 player in the NBA. You know, like being at 6 on this list and 20 in the NBA is pretty wild. But he might even be top 15. Probably not top 15.
Point guard's a lethal list. I mean, these guys are killers right here.
They really are. But now we're in the top 5.
Top five.
We might have the same. What if we have the same top 8 here? We might.
There's a chance. I mean, right now on the trajectory, I would guess we do.
I would also guess
I
we
would
do.
guess we
I
do.
would guess we do.
My number 5 is Trae Young.
Yeah, my number 5 is Trae Young. We don't have to keep doing this.
No, I know. I was just guessing.
Yeah.
Just for that one.
Yep.
Because now I know that it's all the same.
Yeah, it definitely is all the same.
Yeah, Trae Young had his most inefficient shooting year since his rookie season. He actually dropped in three-pointers, the amount of three-pointers he was making per game from last season. He made 3 a game last year. He made 2 a game this year, three-pointers, which is kind of crazy.
2 3-pointers a game, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
8 threes a game attempted or something. Maybe I was looking at the wrong stat, I guess.
2 a game is really low.
But I know he shot the worst percentage.
Right.
I know no matter that, he shot the worst percentage
I
in
could definitely see
three-point
that.
career and of normal field goal percentage, just the worst shooting year of his career, which is terribly important when you're a point guard. You must be
Trae Young,
the most efficient player on the floor at all times. Granted, Trae Young is an offense within himself. He carries an offense, and he's done it his whole career. So it's a little bit different with the efficiency numbers. The efficiency numbers, you have to crank them down just a little bit because he's not some role player. He's got the ball in his hands every time, and a lot of times at the end of shot clocks. So you do have to play that into account. But again, the bad shooting, you're Trae Young. You're only your best when you're shooting the ball. You're at your best.
Yeah, I think Trae Young is, an underrated thing about Trae Young is his ability, or his availability. I mean, he does not get injured. He'll play 70-plus games every year. He played 73 last year. He's going to be top 5 in points and assists total-wise every year, just because he stays healthy and he scores and assists a lot, So he's one of the better offensive guards in the game. I think he does get a little bit overhated right now because of the Hawks not being as good. Which I don't know if that's a Trae Young thing. I don't know if that's a him and DeJounte thing or if that's a they need better pieces thing. I'm really not sure yet. All I know is Trae Young is a top 5 point guard in the NBA still, and he's my number 5.
My number 4 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the absolute beast from Oklahoma City. I mean, this guy, 32 points a game, led this Oklahoma City squad to the play-in, was just electric all freaking year. Another thing that I did want to mention about Trae Young being at 5 is all 4 of these guys in front of him, not slandering Trae Young, are just straight up better defenders than him.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they're good defenders, but they are better at defense than Trae Young.
I was about to say, Dame Lillard is a close call with Trae Young.
I mean,
both
of
Luka's
them.
big.
Yeah, like both of them aren't great defenders, but they are more feasible than Trae Young.
Right.
But Shai, I mean, he's another guy that you've had him on your list of favorite guys for a while. He has become one of mine, just the smoothness. Man.
I know,
it's just buttery.
Just a quick, the bottom 5 for you, other than Garland being at 10, all fell out of your list. But Kyrie doesn't really count because obviously he's not on it. He would have been top 10, and same for me. I had Shai at 10, so obviously he's jumped up. And then you had Ja at 4, he fell to 6. I had Ja at 5, he fell to 6. Trae at 3 fell to 5. Trae at 4 fell to 5. So
very similar list in the way that we viewed these guys' years.
Yeah, I would say so too.
They climbed versus each other.
Yeah, Shai is my number 4. I've been a huge Shai fan for a long time now. I got his jersey, the rookie stars game or the Rising Stars game jersey years back. He's just one of the most fun way because he's like the definition of I'm gonna get to my spot and score guy. The dude shoots, I wrote it down, he shot 2.5 threes last year, a game. That is career low for him in OKC. He shot 2 in LA his rookie year, but in OKC he was shooting 5 or 6 a game, consistently. And last year he shot an incredibly less amount and scored the ball a lot more. Scored 31 points per game last year. He was first team All-NBA. Shot 51% from the field as a point guard. That is pretty unreal. And he gets to his spots. He's clutch. He hits clutch shot after clutch shot. And he's part of the most fun young roster in the NBA right now that I'm terrified of also a fan of a young roster in the NBA for the next 10 years minimum.
OKC is loaded. They've got it made over there. Something I wanted to just bring up that would be interesting, a list that we did previously. The deepest bags. Did either one of us have Shea on?
No, definitely not. I don't think so.
He's easily in the top 4.
He's in there. Deepest bags has got to come back.
It's got to come back.
It's got to come back.
He's a beast.
Man, that's a fun one.
And he is right there.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's the way he plays at his own pace, and you're not going to set him off.
Yeah, he's not the quickest guy on the court. He's not the quickest jumper on the court. He definitely doesn't have the best looking jumper on the court.
Yeah.
But he is just going to get to his spots. You're not going to stop him. He moves at his own pace. He's smooth, and it's that easy.
Watching him pull up in the lane with hands in his face, and he's just unbothered is incredible.
Number 3, we can go through these a little bit quicker just because we know.
My number 3 is Damian Lillard. He is an absolute beast, absolute point guard, absolute monster, one of the greatest long-range shooters we've ever seen in this game.
Yeah, Dame Lillard is my number 3. Had the best scoring year of his career last year, actually, which is pretty unreal to say at this point in his career. Also had his best efficiency season of his career as well. And I'm interested to see where he ends up.
My number 2 is Luka Doncic. Does it all. 32 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, he's just so dominant, and he's the hub of the offense. He's incredible.
My number 2 is also Luka. The Mavericks were disappointment this year, but I really think next year that Luka will lead them. I know last year when we did this list, we discussed like Luka might overtake number 1 next year because it was coming off of Luka making the conference finals. Obviously lost to Steph Curry and the Warriors, but we were just saying like maybe next year's the year that like Luka takes it, and I think it's even like more of a gap from this year than it was last year. I think last year was kind of tight, honestly.
Me too.
This year there's definitely more of a gap. And number 1.
Yeah, number 1 is Steph Curry, and it's not even close, like you said.
Yeah, the greatest point guard in the NBA is Steph Curry, and he has been for a long time, and I don't see it changing for a few more years, honestly. Steph Curry is that dude, and he really has shown no signs of slowing down at all.
None.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's not that young. I mean, he's not compared to even the guys we consider old, like LeBron.
Yeah.
He's right there with him in age. He's 2 years younger, 3 years younger than the guy.
Okay, so quickly, let's go over this breakout players list from last year because I wanted to do that. How far into this are we, by the way?
Like 55 minutes.
Oh, really? That's it? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. Because I also still have that little trivia that I've
got a
to
little
do for you.
trivia.
I wanted to save it for the end. So, okay, breakout players from last year. So let's start from the bottom. My number 10 was Zaire Williams. Zaire Williams was injured for a large amount of this season and did not break out. Your number 10 was Marvin Bagley III. Marvin Bagley III was injured for quite a lot of the season and did not break out. My number 9 was Precious Achiuwa. Did not break out.
Didn't.
Your number 9 was Cam Johnson. Low-key kind of broke out.
Give me that.
He got paid almost $30 million, so you could definitely say but if he doesn't get traded, he probably doesn't break out, you know? But, I mean, he's still, either way, he still broke out.
But for how bad these can go, that's a win.
For sure. I would definitely agree. My number 8 was Patrick Williams. Did not break out. I'm just going to keep it simple here. Your number 8 was Wendell Carter Jr.
Not really.
Not really. Didn't really break out. He's kind of just a guy now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's a part of that core in Orlando. Orlando has their core of guys for the future and their core of guys that are on their team right now. I don't think he's for the future guy. I could see him off the team in a year or two.
I could too.
And I also had Wendell Carter Jr. at number 7. Didn't break out. Your number 7 was R.J. Barrett. Had a good year. Honestly had a good playoffs too. Didn't really have that good of a year, honestly, but had a good playoffs. He had a good year. Didn't break out. My number 6 was Colin Sexton. I was so confident about this one because of the trade to Utah. Definitely did not break out. Your number 6 was Christian Wood. Who you picked to be the most improved player, even though he was number 6 on your breakout players list. Did not break out by any means. My number 5 was Keldon Johnson. Had a good year, but if I would have had Devin Vassell here instead of Keldon Johnson, I would have felt a lot better. Because I remember I debated between those two guys, and I had Keldon as number 1 on the breakout players list the year before. So he's booted off this list.
Yeah, he's
now.
gone.
He's gone.
Done.
But he had a good year.
He's too many years of being able to be the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point, you just improve.
Your number 5 was Cade Cunningham. injured.
Doesn't count.
And he also was at like that was a bullshit pick putting Cade on this. Like,
it should be illegal.
Like he's gonna break out.
Yeah,
like,
duh.
But Cade's gonna be on it this year,
No.
dude. He's already like the third favorite to be MIP next year.
So you're putting him on your list?
I don't know.
I think it's horseshit.
I think it is too.
Personally,
I
think it's like
it
putting
is.
Ivy on.
Yeah.
Says the guy who did it.
My number 4. My number 4 was Sadiq Bey. I really thought this was the year for Sadiq. He got traded and became a bench 3-and-D player.
Are we Pistons fans?
Yeah, we have. You had Marvin Bagley and Cade on here, and I had Sadiq on here. Ugh. God, I need to have some non-biased picks next year. Your number 4 was Anthony Simons. Didn't really break out. Like he had a better year 2 years ago, I would say, but could break out in a different situation maybe if he gets traded or if Dame gets traded. My number 3 was Christian Wood. Did not break out. We both were. That's more Pistons bias right there. Your number 3 was Robert Williams III. Did not break out. Was injured for a good amount of the season as well. But Al Horford was probably better than him. My number 2 was Anthony Edwards. Broke out. I mean, like broke out into a superstar.
For sure.
But that's another just like duh.
Yeah, duh.
Your number 2 was Tyrese Halliburton. For sure, broke out into a superstar. My number 1 was Tyrese Halliburton. Your number 1 was Anthony Edwards. So we both had the same top 2, just in flip-flop
That's
order.
odd that we had the same top 2.
I know.
Like that. It's really strange that because we don't talk about these lists.
No, I know. But it's just kind of like, there's just obvious ones that you have to, like, Cade is going to be on it, honestly. I will say it now.
So is Ivy and
Ant was a
Duren.
year 3 guy, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, like,
for sure.
Okay, let's do this. So we just did the point guards list, right? And by the way, this is like late night trivia, so like the answers might go crazy here.
And if you want to, I mean, like,
If you don't listen
this,
to trivia, you can just like wait and listen to it on TikTok.
Yeah, you can just click off right now. We don't mind that.
We're doing trivia and then we're ending it. So
Yes.
I'm mainly only doing this, one, for the enjoyment because I think it's fun.
I think it's fun.
But 2, so I can tap clips for TikTok. Like,
Shout out TikTok.
This isn't for the podcast listeners. Sorry. Okay. We just did our point guards list, right? Like the top 10 point guards in the NBA. So you should have some names going through your head. So why don't you tell me the top 10 most total assists in last year's NBA season?
Okay, so combines a lot of things.
Total assists,
'Kay,
not per game.
My number 1 is Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton is number 4.
Whoa.
Number 4.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Ew.
Don't do that.
James Harden.
James Harden's number 3.
Okay, who else be passing that bitch? Low key. I can just look right to my right, which is kind of nice.
There's a few.
Like
You got 3 strikes though, so
yeah, like De'Aaron Fox. Really? Damn.
strike
okay.
1.
Oh shit! Now I get nervous.
Okay, I will also tell
Oh wait,
you,
wait, Trae Young.
Trae Young's number 1. Yes. Like I said, we literally talk about Trae Young as top 10, and I think he's led the league in assists the last like couple years. There are 1, 2, maybe 3 non-point guards on this list. Definitely 2 non. The other one is like a maybe.
So Jokic.
Jokic is number 2.
Okay, and then I don't even know if I want to guess this guy, but I know. I mean, there's only one forward in the NBA who be passing that bitch like a point guard, and it's LeBron James.
LeBron James is not on the list.
Shit!
Yeah, he kind of fell off assists the last couple of years.
Yeah,
So you're already at 2
You know,
strikes.
2 years ago, according to Basketball Reference,
Led
he
the
played
NBA.
center.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
It's really
he
weird.
led the NBA in assists that
Because
year.
you checked if he played point guard
I
last
did.
year.
No, actually, I think I just saw that somewhere else. Honestly, I don't. I did check his Basketball Reference recently though. So you need 5 through 10 here, and you got 1 correct response left.
I'm so bad at
And I
these,
also will
aren't I?
tell you there are 2 guys that are on your list that are on this list, like that were on the top 10 point guards thing.
Luka.
Luka's number 8. The other one's not as easy. I will tell you the one non-point guard is like he's not a point guard. Like he's the furthest thing you can get from being a point guard.
Oh, like a green bean from Golden State, like a little.
No, don't guess.
Like,
okay, I'm only giving you that because Draymond was number 11. He was the first guy.
so
off
not
the
that
list.
green bean.
Yeah.
Who else?
I'm not
is
counting that as a guess.
Not. As.
Like maybe like a teammate of a guy you've already.
Yeah, like Sabonis.
Sabonis is number 5.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
He's number 5.
Didn't we do something else with him that I forgot? Oh, the 40
triple doubles.
and the money, his M's.
No, Sabonis wasn't on that, but he
okay,
was
but-
triple doubles. So
and
you need 6, 8, or 6, 7, 9, 10. These are a little bit tougher. There's like a guy that like has probably been top 10 in assists for like 30 years that you haven't guessed. But the other ones are all kind of tough.
Like Chris Paul?
Chris Paul is number 9.
Okay. Yeah, 30 years.
There's another guy that probably has done it for like 15 years.
Ooh.
And then the other two are like just.
I mean, that's just so like.
And there's also a guy on your list you haven't guessed.
And you keep saying my list, so it's really letting me know it's Garland.
Darius Garland,
Okay.
number 7. I'm just trying to help you out until you have one more strike.
I know. No, there's one more left.
Number 6 and number 10.
I'm trying to think of
Number 6 is a seasoned vet, like been a assist dude his whole career. Like probably has been a leader in the league in assists multiple times. And number 10 is a pretty random guy, I'm not going to lie.
who leading the league in assists? No way. Is it Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook, number 6. That is strictly from a Russell Westbrook don't sit games standpoint. You know, like he plays every game. Yeah,
Now, number 10, is he a point guard? He's not, right?
He's a point guard / shooting guard. I would say that depending on the team, this year he was a point guard. But depending on the team he's on, he's either a point guard or shooting guard. He's not an all-star. He's not known for his assists. You would probably think of him more of a
I
scorer.
think I kind of got a guess here.
He's a bigger point guard.
Like Derek White?
Ooh, that's a good guess. Not Derek White. Not
Okay,
Derek White.
that's my guess. That was my
Spencer
final.
Dinwiddie is
Okay.
number 10. Isn't that pretty wild?
That
the
is
trade
pretty
to
wild.
Brooklyn probably was a high influence on that.
Is he back in Washington?
Brooklyn.
He's still in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Okay.
But the craziest thing, though, number 15 on this list, Killian Hayes.
Shut up.
Yeah. Number 15, total assists.
Are you bullshitting?
I swear.
Like, is this going to get clipped?
No, I'm being serious, dude. I'm being serious. Killian Hayes was top 15 in assists and top 10 in steals last year.
And y'all still hating.
Exactly.
You guys.
But he also didn't miss any games, and a lot of guys missed games. So
And he averaged like 3 points a game, which doesn't
no,
help
he
you.
got to the 10 points per game marker. That was like the Wilt 100. I saw like a
He
clip.
scored
It was like a
10.
picture of him like holding it. It was like the 10.0 PPG. All right, what do you got for me?
We have the Washington Wizards last 10 first-round draft picks. We're going to hop off this in a little bit, and we're going to come back to it once we get through the Southeast
Right.
Division, I think.
Okay.
This goes all the way back to 2011.
Ooh, okay. So Jarris Walker technically was their first round pick this year.
He was.
Obviously, he is a part of the Indiana Pacers, and they got Bilal Coulibaly. Is there another one in this year's draft? I just
No.
want to. Okay, I don't want to even think about it. So Johnny Davis last year. I'm just gonna start throwing out names because my order's gonna be messed up. It's like Denny Avdia, 2020, I believe. So I'm missing 2021, right?
Yep.
Corey Kispert, 2021. You're going to have Rui Hachimura in there. 2019 just got
2019.
paid. Speaking of that, all the 2019 boys got paid. Ant, Halliburton, Desmond Bain, they all got the bag. Rui
Man,
got paid.
Sucks that Killian couldn't have been in those
Beef Stew is
names.
going to get an extension, I think.
I think-
what I've been. That's been the rumblings.
Dude, the rumblings is that guy has a strap now. Like, he can shoot it.
He's going to get paid. If he gets like a 3 50 like
I'd
Rui
be okay
got
with
like a
that.
351, I think that's a solid deal for
Me too.
Beef Stew. Okay, anyways, so I got the last 4 or 5.
Yeah, you got the last five picks.
Are we looking at any trades here? Any draft night trades?
Yeah, the next 2 are both draft night trades.
Ooh, okay. So let me skip those for now.
Okay.
Because I believe that Troy Brown Jr. is on this list.
He's in 2018. You shouldn't
Okay.
have skipped that.
Okay.
So now you jump to 2015.
Oh.
And then it
well,
goes.
Troy Brown wasn't a draft night trade. He like played on the Wizards.
Oh, I didn't
as a
know that.
rookie. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. He wasn't a draft night trade. I don't know.
So
why
I
thought
jumped
he
to
was.
2015 now?
Yeah, now you dropped to 2015.
Okay. 2015, and this is a draft night trade.
This is.
Like a for sure draft night trade. Mm-hmm. 2015 is Karl Anthony Towns draft.
They weren't drafting high. They weren't in the lottery this year.
Okay.
He got traded twice.
Got traded twice. Wow. Okay. Is this guy like good?
No.
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 Like you know who he is at least?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Still in the NBA?
I think so, but
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I think so.
Oh, wait, how far back are we going here?
2015,
No, like with the other ones?
2011.
So like Otto Porter Jr.'s on here, right?
Yeah, 2013.
Okay.
What pick was he taken with?
He was high. He was like he was high.
You can guess.
Third or fourth pick, I
Third.
think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you were like actually asking me.
No. He went third.
2011. So Bradley Beal's on here, right?
Yeah, but he was 2012.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. So I only have 2 left.
What draft pick was he with?
The third as well.
You only have 2 left.
I'm
2 left, 2015 and 2011. Who there were 2 first-round picks in 2011, so either one of them I'll take.
Oh, okay. Well, technically it would be the later one, right? If it's the last 10.
I guessed based on
But
technicalities.
yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah. You know what? No, I'm making you guess the one. They're both hard, but you're
Okay, let me
guessing the one.
figure out 2015. Do you like know what team this guy like ended up being on his rookie year?
Yeah, the Knicks.
The Knicks. Okay, that'll help. 2015, the Knicks.
I don't know if he played though.
Oh, man, this guy's tough. So like maybe still in the NBA.
Yeah, maybe.
What position?
The guard.
Guard.
He has a brother in the NBA.
Oh, I think I know. Is it Jerian Grant?
It's Jerian Grant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is Jerian Grant.
19th overall pick.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
For some reason, I wrote Dame next to his name.
Dame?
Yeah.
Like Damian Lillard?
I don't know.
Jeremy Grant? Like
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. 2011, you're not getting.
No.
Neither one of these guys. I've never heard of them.
Are they either of them like?
One's a foreign guy. The first guy was like the 6th overall pick or something, 7th overall pick, 9th maybe.
Okay.
He's
okay.
a foreign guy. I literally have never heard of this guy.
Can you pronounce his name? Would you
Yeah.
be able to pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Okay, that actually helps a lot
Yeah.
because guys like that I've never bothered to like.
You never even know they're foreign.
That sounds like messed up, but
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm already saying, like, if that sounds like, if you can say the name, you don't even realize they're foreign.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying like the names I look and I can't even read it. Like I just have never like.
Oh, no, you can, but dude, never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy, I didn't even write anything down about because you weren't getting him. He was like the 29th pick.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've never heard of him.
Who is it? Just tell me that guy.
Chris
please.
Singleton.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but like never guessing him.
And this, dude, you're not getting this guy.
What did you write anything down about him?
He's foreign. That's all that
Like
there was
you know
on
what
him.
country?
No.
Okay.
I should have written it down, I guess.
It might have helped.
Maybe you can get the year before, and we'll count that.
or something.
Let's go to
why,
2010.
You wrote down 2010.
Yeah.
John Wall.
Let's do the John. Wow, do the John.
Okay, but let me think for a second. What position was he? Do you know?
Guard.
Guard.
I'm just guessing. I have
Okay,
no
so I
idea.
feel like he's probably like a big man. Yeah, I don't know. Just tell me.
Jan Vesely?
Oh, Jan Vasily.
Jan
Yeah,
Vesely.
dude. Oh, I could have got that. I actually could have got that, dude. Because
is
he's
that?
like a notable, like, bad pick. Like, he's like one of the
gotcha.
like bad picks of the 2010s. Oh, I actually might have been able to pull that.
Damn, I wish I would have written down.
If I just would have like, I mean, it would have
Really
been really
thought about
hard.
it.
It would have been really hard. I would have had to sit here for a while probably, so it wouldn't have been worth it. Yeah, dude, Jan Vasily was like, that's a bad pick.
Yeah, you might as well try to get 2008. I wrote that one down.
2008?
Yeah, because 2009 they didn't have a pick. You might as well go 2008.
Is he a good player?
Yeah. Oh yeah, good center. Currently in the NBA still.
Currently in the NBA, like Nene.
No,
You know, Nene was way before this.
this guy is awesome too.
2008. 2008 draft is D Rose draft. Yeah.
You want a hint?
Sure.
Lots of different teams. Hasn't really stuck to one team. He definitely doesn't.
Oh, is it JaVale McGee?
It's JaVale McGee.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
One last thing before we get going. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, hypothetical fight in the Coliseum. Who are you taking?
Mark Zuckerberg.
That's who I'm taking.
I mean, it's I don't like care either one who wins, but like, there's no shot Elon Musk wins.
no
right?
way Mark Zuckerberg lets that happen.
There's no way.
He's like the creator of the internet.
Plus,
You
he's
can't
also like
lose.
30 years younger than Elon Musk is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just it comes to a point where it's just like age really,
Should you even
really
fight?
comes into play. All right, everybody, thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.